Hello, everybody. Ketchy1383 with Ketchy Gaming, and this is episode 93 of the Epic Games Store. Free games. I haven't done these in like a month, and that's because the games have been bad. Like, they're not even remotely fun, and this honestly isn't any better, but I felt like doing it this time. I think the last time I didn't want to do one, it was a racing game that felt like a Red Bull and Honda advertisement, so I just didn't want to do it. Anyways, this is Invincible presents Adam Eve, the character from the Invincible series who, in this sort of animation, doesn't look like Adam Eve at all, other than she has red hair and she has her pink Amazon inspired version of the costume, the lamer version. And on top of that, it sort of started off like a comic book panel. I'm like, okay. And then it just degraded from there, making me make dialogue choices. Like, this is what an edgy teenager sounds like. Yeah! Millennials writing younger characters when they're just cringy writers to begin with. And then they actually went into this sort of weird turn-based mechanic. And it was super, super lame. Like, oh my god. Someone put this together and thought this was a good idea. I'm guessing this game had a really, really low budget. And this is what they could work on. And I'm sorry if you had to make this game. I'm hoping you're not actually proud of this. I mean, and by that I mean, like, yeah, you put together a game that works. But I would not be proud of this. It's terrible. It's clearly low budget animation. It's very basic. It's the minimal of what you needed to do to sort of even get a game together. I feel like I'm playing a Flash game from the 2000s when I look at this. So I don't know. You can give it a try. It's free until tomorrow morning. I wouldn't recommend it though. Then the second game they have this week is Call of the Wild: The Angler. And immediately they're like, yeah, you need to create an account and sign in and stuff. I went, what? Why the hell would I want to create an account for a fishing game? You know, the one thing in every other game from like the 2000s up until maybe the mid 2000 teens ish, and you still see fishing to this day, by the way. Why would I care for one of the most boring aspects in gaming to create an account? It just doesn't make sense. This whole entire game is like, let's just do the most boring thing in gaming and make it the whole entire essential part of the game. Now there's been multiple attempts at making it not so bad. I mean, the most recent one that I can think of is Final Fantasy 15. And to be honest, I absolutely hated fishing in that game. Having to sit there and make sure the whole entire fishing line didn't break and stuff like that. It was just painfully boring. And the worst part is, so we'll actually let me talk about this. They actually have this beginning cinematic. Everything's actually pretty gorgeous looking. Some nice scenery sets and stuff like that. There is literal poppin' in the middle of this cutscene, though. I don't know if it's because of my rig. It's getting up there in age, but it still looks pretty gorgeous for the most part. But there's poppin' in the middle of a cutscene. And they're trying to make it seem like it's more epic than it actually is, with the scenic views that you get to see, all the trees and nature and stuff. And like I said, it looks pretty good. But then you get into in-game. And this is what you see, and I'm like, holy shit, look at this dork. Low-res hair in comparison to that whole entire cutscene. Not very sharp or even great graphics for your character. It's like, oh my god, it's just this sharp contrast between the two. So you get to customize a character. I guess the only reason why you do that is there's a multiplayer component that I never got to because I decided this game was not worth my time in terms of playing it for even just half an hour after I just caught one tiny little fish. And so here it is, the gameplay. You hold the mouse button and you pull the mouse back towards you, push it forward, and release the mouse button to cast it. And after that, it plays very similar to that of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time in terms of casting, reeling it in, and stuff like that. It probably gets more difficult later on, but as far as I'm concerned, it was just so similar that I was like laughing at how ridiculous this is. And then you also look around the environment. I mean, it's not bad. It's not great. I've seen better in older games. And I'm thinking most of their effort went into the cinematics and not so much the environments and everything else. Again, it could be my rig. It's a little bit on the older side, and this game did come out in 2022. But something tells me they kind of just another budget sort of title, fully well knowing that no one's going to buy this game. I mean, I guess they had to give it away for free? Because I don't know how many fishing game people are out there. I mean, if you want, you can give it a try. It's free until tomorrow as well. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good one.